Join us as we make a trip to Japan exploring Osaka, Kobe, Kyoto, and Tokyo. We'll be sharing good food to eat and tips for attractions. So let's go! This video covered attractions and things to do in Osaka, and our next two videos we will cover food that we ate when we were in Osaka. The first restaurant that we went to is Ajinoya Honten. They are a Michelin Bib restaurant and they specialize in okonomiyaki and yakisoba. If you can make reservations for this restaurant, I would suggest that you do. We reached the restaurant just before opening time and there was a line already outside of the restaurant. We were lucky to get bar counter seats so we could actually watch them prepare the okonomiyaki right in front of us. We ordered the special yakisoba which had prawn, scallops, octopus, squid, beef, and pork. Usually my husband doesn't like yakisoba, however, he really enjoyed the yakisoba from this restaurant. The noodles were cooked al dente, the prawn was really fresh, and everything in the dish was just really yummy. We also ordered the special okonomiyaki which has prawn, squid, scallop, octopus, pork, and beef inside as well. Hands down the best okonomiyaki that we've had. Both my husband and I agree that the okonomiyaki here is so much better than the ones that we've had in Singapore. In Singapore, the okonomiyaki is usually filled with more flour than anything, whereas down here it was a lot more ingredients. All of the ingredients were fresh. You could taste that the octopus and the squid still had that cucureness. The prawn was really fresh. The meat, bacon, oh, that was so good. He'd always loved Milky sweets when he was young, and so when we found out that there was a Milky ice cream, he decided that he had to try it. I've never tasted the sweet before, however my husband has, and he said that ice cream tastes exactly like the sweet. And the best thing was that at the bottom they had cereal. Our first dinner in Osaka was at Kani Doraku in Dotonburi. To go to this restaurant, you really need to make reservations because when we were heading into the restaurant, there were people queuing up, people asking and requesting for seats. However, they were told that the restaurant was full and they had to wait. The restaurant specializes in, you guessed it, crab. We were literally in crab heaven. So basically the restaurant specializes in crab dishes and they are done in like KCK style. So for different amounts you have different dishes, and both my husband and I decided to try a different meal so that we could try different things together. We decided to try the Seiko meal and the Kosai meal. Some of the dishes are repeated in both of our menus, but there were some that only my menu had and his didn't, or his had and mine didn't. This was my first time having crab sashimi, and the crab that was soaked in the white soy sauce was so good. I've never thought that crab sashimi could taste this good. I love chawanmushi, and the chawanmushi here had crab in it, and whew, it was good. Even the miso soup had a really nice crabby taste to it. The most interesting dish that we tried was the crab kamamishi. The interesting thing was that you could have it eaten in so many different ways. You could have it with the soup, you could add cilantro and spring onion, or you could have it with the many different pickles that they serve together with this dish. So it was really interesting for us to try. I love that the ice cream with matcha was done right in front of us. I mean, of course not the ice cream, but they actually mixed the matcha in front of us the traditional way. As an added dish, we saw that they had grilled king crab claws, and so we decided to try it, and it was so good. The smokiness from the grill, you could taste it on the crab. When I was researching places to eat in Dotonburi, I found that there was a store that specializes in pudding. So I knew we had to try it since we love pudding. And it did not disappoint. Although this pudding was a little different from the ones that we are used to, which is soft, this one was a lot more firm. But the egginess, the taste of it, whoa, it was really strong. Even after eating an entire meal full of crab, my husband was still so hungry, so we decided to try the takoyaki, and we decided to try it from one of the more popular stalls in Dotonburi called Kukuru. With just one bite each, we realized why everybody loves the takoyaki from this store. The takoyaki was crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, and as compared to the takoyakis in Singapore, this takoyaki was actually really filled with lots of octopus, bits of octopus, which were really fresh, and it was still crunchy. On the second day, because we were in the area of Umeda, I was trying to find something to eat, and that was when I found this restaurant called Tosa, Cuisine, Tsukasa. We didn't make any reservations for this restaurant and decided to just walk in. They serve mainly keiseke style meals as well as sukiyaki, but we decided to try their keiseke style meals because we wanted to try their special bonito. My husband got the colorful kaiseki and I got the seasonal taste course. Freshly seared bonito did not disappoint. Both my husband and I were shocked at how good it was. Because obviously when it came, the look of it did not really shock us or surprise us. However, when we placed it in our mouth, the tuna was actually fresh, and the part that was grilled, it had a really very nice smokiness to it. I'm not a particular fan of saori, so I had my husband try this dish instead, and he said that it was really, really good. The mushrooms soaked in vinegar and chrysanthemum was a really very nice palate cleanser to the whole meal. Before this meal, I've never heard of this yam toro rice, and when my husband tried it, he loved it so much. For dinner, we decided to have katsudon at Matsunoya Nansandori. It's not exactly like the most famous restaurant, however, the katsudon was actually really good. My husband was afraid that it would be really dry because when we looked at it, we thought it looked dry. However, upon eating it, the meat was actually still really very succulent. Our second round of takoyaki went to Wanaka, which is another popular store in Dotonburi. This time, instead of getting takoyaki, we decided to try takosan, which was something that we've not tried. So basically, it's like your takoyaki balls stuck in between two senbeis. I actually really like the takosan because it's not as gelap as eating the takoyaki, so I would definitely enjoy eating this one more time. My husband was very insistent that we buy Rikuro's cheesecake to eat, and they don't sell the cakes in slices, so you have to buy the entire cheesecake. So we brought the cheesecake back to our hotel and decided to have it there. The cheesecake was soft, fluffy and light, and I love that at the base of it they actually put raisins, my favorite. After sharing part 1 of the food places that we visited in Osaka, I will now share our ratings with you and why we would visit again or not visit again. So the first place, Ajinoya Honten. 10 for sure. We would definitely go back and visit this place. So I would give this place a 5 out of 5 because 1, the okonomiyaki and yakisoba was so good. 2, you get to enjoy the experience of having them prepare and cook it in front of you. So I think these two make a really wonderful dining experience. My best suggestion for visiting this place is to go early so that you can queue and be one of the first few into the restaurant to enjoy your meal. If not, then you would have to queue. The ice cream from the Milky store was amazing. If you happen to be in the area around Osaka Kaioken, definitely hit up this ice cream store. I give it a rating of 5 over 5. Second restaurant that we will be rating would be Kani Doraku. So we really enjoyed our experience in this restaurant because it's the first time we've had an entire meal just made out of crab, and my husband and I would definitely visit again. We give this restaurant a 5 out of 5 as well because the meal was really well prepared, and next time when we visit, if we have more money, we would definitely want to try the king crab food courses. Mattari Purin's pudding was good, however it's not one of the best, and I don't think it's a pudding worth like searching high and low for. If you happen to be around the area, sure, go ahead and buy it, but if not, you don't have to go and like look for it. So I would give this place maybe like a 4 out of 5. Kukuru was the first takoyaki we had, and it was really good, like I said, compared to Singapore's takoyaki. So I would give this place a 5 out of 5 actually. The takoyaki is definitely worth queuing for, so do try it if you happen to be in Dotonburi. They do have seats inside, however it's a really small place and the sitting area actually closes much earlier than the storefront. So if you want to sit, you may have to go earlier. If not, then you just have to find a place outside to stand outside and eat. We had a lot of trouble trying to find this place because Google Maps just couldn't give us clear directions to the restaurant, and it is located in a high floor in one of the office buildings. So I would suggest only going to this restaurant if you happen to be in the area. The food was good, but I wouldn't say that it was fantastic. I would give the restaurant a rating of 3 out of 5. The katsudon at Matsunoya Nansandori was good, but I'm sure there are better katsudons out there. But like I said, if you happen to be around the area and you want something good, you can definitely try this restaurant. I'll give this restaurant a rating of 3 out of 5. Compared to Kukuru's takoyaki, I would definitely prefer Wanaka's takoyaki only because they have the taco sen. So I will give this restaurant a 5 out of 5 as well because the taco sen was really good and something unique that you cannot find everywhere else. Rikuro's cheesecake is a definite must buy. I give it a rating of 5 out of 5. The cheesecake was light, fluffy and airy. The only downside is that you have to buy an entire cake, which means that if you just had dinner, I don't know how are you going to finish one entire cake. They do have a seating area, but again the seating area closes really early. We were there at I think 7 to buy the cake, but the seating area was already closed off. Stay tuned for part 2 of Osaka food.